ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, my dear friends and seekers of greatness. Let me ask you a simple question. What is the strongest force in the world? Is it the force of nature, the thunderous oceans, the volcanic eruptions, the earthquakes that split the earth itself? Or is it human invention, the skyscrapers that scrape the heavens, the rockets that reach beyond our planet? No, the strongest force in the world is the human mind, not because of its ability to process data, but because of its limitless power to believe, to endure, to evolve, and above all, to overcome. Tonight, I want to talk to you about building something stronger than steel, more enduring than diamonds, and more powerful than any weapon ever forged. Tonight, we're going to dive into the making of an unbreakable mind, a mind that does not bend to circumstance, that does not crack under pressure, and that does not surrender in the face of adversity. Because life will challenge you, I guarantee it. But your success, your joy, your purpose will never be determined by what happens to you. It will be defined by how you respond. And only an unbreakable mind can respond with power, with clarity, and with purpose. The decision to be unbreakable. Everything begins with a decision. Not a wish, not a hope, not even a dream. A decision. Most people go through life waiting for things to happen. They say, I'll be strong when life gets easier. But life doesn't get easier. You get stronger. An unbreakable mind begins with the decision that no matter what comes, you will not break. Let me give you an image. Picture a tree in the middle of a storm. The wind howls. The rain lashes. Lightning strikes. Most trees break. But the strongest trees bend. They don't break. Why? Because they've grown roots. Deep roots. Those roots are not formed in peace. They're formed in resistance. Just like the unbreakable mind. You don't become mentally strong by avoiding difficulty. You become unbreakable by facing it, deciding, day after day, that you will endure, that you will grow, that you will rise, no matter what tries to pull you down. So the first step to forging an unbreakable mind is this. Make the decision now. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Now. Say it with me. I will not be broken. Embracing adversity. Here's the truth most people won't tell you. Adversity is not your enemy. It is your greatest teacher. Your mind does not become unbreakable through ease. It becomes unbreakable through resistance. Think about the greatest men and women in history. Nelson Mandela, Malala Yousafzai, Helen Keller, Viktor Frankl. What do they all have in common? They faced unimaginable hardship, but they used it. They turned adversity into strength. Viktor Frankl survived the Holocaust. His entire family was murdered in Nazi concentration camps. And yet, from that unimaginable suffering, he wrote Man's Search for Meaning, a book that has inspired millions. His message? Even in the most inhumane conditions, human beings have the power to choose their response. That choice is the seed of an unbreakable mind. Adversity is not the fire that destroys you. It is the fire that forges you. When life punches you in the face, when you lose someone you love, when you fail despite your best efforts, when the world seems unfair, that is the moment your mind is tested. And you have two choices. You can become bitter, or you can become better. The unbreakable mind always chooses better. Mastering the inner voice. Let's talk about the voice inside your head. Every single person here has an internal dialogue. Some of you wake up every morning and your mind says, let's go. You've got this. You are unstoppable. But for most, the voice says, you're not good enough. You're too tired. You're too late. Why even try? If you let that voice run unchecked, it will sabotage you. But if you master that voice, you can do the impossible. The unbreakable mind trains the inner voice. It replaces self-doubt with self-discipline. It replaces fear with focus. It replaces weakness with will. How do you do it? Awareness. First, catch the voice. Be aware of your thoughts. Most people don't even realize how much of their suffering is self-imposed by negative thinking. Reframing. Change the script. If your mind says, this is too hard, reply, good. Hard makes me stronger. Repetition. Say powerful affirmations daily. I am resilient. I am relentless. I cannot be broken. The voice in your head becomes the reality you live in. And if you want to build an unbreakable mind, you must become your own greatest coach, not your own worst critic. The discipline of daily battle. Discipline is the foundation of an unbreakable mind. Discipline is doing what must be done, especially when you don't feel like doing it. It's waking up early when the bed is warm. It's pushing through one more rep when your muscles are burning. It's saying no to short-term pleasure for long-term victory. You don't build mental strength in a single moment. You build it in daily decisions, when no one's watching. The Navy SEALs have a saying, "Under pressure, you don't rise to the occasion. You fall to the level of your training." If you want to be unbreakable when life gets hard, train every day. Make your bed with care. Eat with purpose. Read instead of scrolling. Push your limits in workouts. Set goals and chase them relentlessly. Discipline is not punishment. It is freedom, the freedom to live on your terms. The unbreakable mind isn't built by emotion. It's built by execution. Emotional resilience. Let's talk about emotions. We all have them. Fear, anger, sadness, anxiety. Even the strongest minds feel these things. But here's the difference. Weak minds are controlled by their emotions. Unbreakable minds control their emotions. When you're angry, you don't lash out. You breathe. You respond with clarity. When you're afraid, you don't run. You face it because you know that fear is a compass. It points to where you need to grow. Resilience doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you feel everything, but you act with purpose anyway. Practice emotional control. Learn to pause before you react. Name your feelings instead of suppressing them. Use pain as fuel, not as chains. Emotional mastery is not coldness. It's clarity. The unbreakable mind is calm in chaos. The power of purpose. Why are you here? If you don't have a powerful why, your mind will break under pressure. But when you have purpose, there is no storm you cannot weather. The unbreakable mind is not just built through resistance, it is powered by meaning. When Nelson Mandela was imprisoned for 27 years, he never gave up because he had a cause larger than himself. When Malala was shot for going to school, she didn't retreat. She stood up and became a global voice for education. Purpose transforms pain into progress. Ask yourself, what am I fighting for? What legacy do I want to leave? What would I die for? And more importantly, what will I live for? Purpose is the fuel that drives the unbreakable mind. Without it, life becomes heavy. With it, you become unstoppable. Environment and influence. You can't build an unbreakable mind in a toxic environment. You are the average of the people you spend time with. If you hang around negativity, laziness, gossip, and fear, you will absorb it. But if you surround yourself with excellence, effort, humility, and hunger, you will rise. Audit your circle. Who lifts you up? Who challenges you to be better? Who drains your energy or fills your cup? The unbreakable mind is not just about internal strength. It's about creating a supportive external structure. Find mentors. Read biographies of resilient people. Watch stories of courage. Consume greatness, and you will become it. Reinventing through failure. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is the path to success. Every person who achieved something meaningful failed first. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for TV. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers. Failure is information. It's feedback. It's growth in disguise. The unbreakable mind does not fear failure. It uses it. It asks, what can I learn? How can I grow? What's next? Reframe failure. You didn't lose. You learned. You didn't fall. You leveled up. The greatest transformation often comes after your greatest setback. If you refuse to quit. The long war mentality. Building an unbreakable mind is not a one-time event. It is a lifelong war. A war against comfort. A war against fear. A war against mediocrity. You must adopt what I call the long war mentality. The understanding that greatness is not built in days or months. It is forged over years of consistency, pain, and perseverance. The unbreakable mind doesn't look for quick wins. It plays the long game. Every workout, every book, every rejection, every late night, every early morning, they are all bricks in the fortress of your mind. So when others quit, you stay. When others complain, you grind. When others fall, you rise. That is the essence of being unbreakable. An unbreakable mind is not born from ease and comfort, but carved through relentless struggle, shaped by storms, and tempered by every setback that sought to destroy it. True mental strength is forged not when you win, but when you fall and rise 1,000 times, bleeding, exhausted, and still whispering. I'm not done yet. In the darkest moments, when no one believes in you and everything seems lost, it is the unbreakable mind that lights its own fire and keeps walking through the storm. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, growth over comfort, and action over excuse, you are building the walls of a fortress that no failure can breach. The unbreakable mind does not avoid pain or fear it. It welcomes pain as a teacher and fear as a map pointing toward unexplored potential. When your heart is shattered, your plans collapse, and your hope is buried beneath failure, the unbreakable mind digs deeper and dares to rebuild stronger. To make your mind unbreakable, you must stop asking for life to get easier and start demanding of yourself to become tougher, sharper, and more resilient. No enemy, no trauma, no failure can truly defeat you unless you surrender, and an unbreakable mind never surrenders. While the world looks for escape and excuses, the unbreakable mind seeks only one thing: how to get better, faster, smarter, and stronger. The difference between a broken spirit and an unbreakable one is the decision to keep moving forward when standing still feels safer. A strong body may win a battle, but an unbreakable mind will win a lifetime of wars because it knows how to endure pain with purpose. The unbreakable mind turns rejection into redirection, criticism into motivation, and defeat into the beginning of its next chapter. Even when you feel like a failure, lost, and alone, if your mind tells you to take just one more step, you haven't been broken yet. Strength doesn't mean pretending you're fine. It means having the courage to keep showing up even when everything inside you is screaming to quit. The most dangerous person in the world is the one who has nothing left to lose, except their integrity, their purpose, and their unshakable mindset. You will never develop an unbreakable mind by avoiding challenges. You must hunt them, face them, and conquer them one by one. Confidence is not walking into a room thinking you're better than everyone else. It's walking in knowing that no matter what happens, you won't break. Every morning that you rise after being knocked down the night before, you are proving to the world and yourself that your spirit is undefeated. The unbreakable mind understands that pressure is not punishment, but preparation for something far greater than the present struggle. When you feel like quitting, remember that pain is temporary, but strength, real strength, is forged in the moments when you endure what others cannot. Most people wait for motivation to act, but the unbreakable mind understands that action creates motivation and consistency builds character. The only way to truly grow is to stand in the fire of discomfort long enough to emerge not burned, but reborn. No matter how far you've fallen, how many times you've failed, or how much you've lost, the unbreakable mind believes there is always a way forward. You must train your mind to be a soldier, not a spectator, ready to fight for your peace, your power, and your purpose. Do not pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure a hard one, and you will discover a mind that nothing can destroy. Building an unbreakable mind is not about never doubting or fearing. It's about taking action despite the doubt and fear. With every hardship you survive, every obstacle you conquer, you are adding armor to your mind, layer by layer, trial by trial. The unbreakable mind doesn't just survive adversity, it thrives in adversity, using every challenge as a stepping stone to something greater. Mental toughness is not about arrogance or ego. It's about quiet confidence built through silent battles and invisible victories. One day, you'll look back at everything that tried to destroy you, smile with quiet pride, and know with certainty that you were always unbreakable, becoming the example. Now, my friends, I leave you with this. The world needs more unbreakable minds. It needs people who rise when others run, who lead when others follow, who love when others hate, who stand when others collapse. Let it be you. Let you be the calm in the chaos. Let you be the light in the darkness. Let you be the proof that no matter what life throws at us, the human spirit, your spirit, cannot be broken. Start today. Strengthen your roots. Discipline your thoughts. Master your emotions. Pursue your purpose. And most of all, never give up. Because the unbreakable mind isn't just a mindset. It's a revolution, a rebellion against weakness, and a declaration of power. Say it again. I will not be broken. Now go. Be unbreakable.